This is week 3 of Learn Your Handstand. We'll start with a warm-up, and today we'll integrate some wall climbs for endurance and familiarity being upside down.
And we have modifications if you don't have a wall.
You got it. Let's stick with us for the basics of the warm-up here, and then we'll get to those handstands a little bit later. Let's start with those feet, and then we'll get right to the wrists on the floor. Do your demi-point or ball of foot raise, and get tall on your other leg. Push down to grow up. That's a theme through the handstand. Hips forward to have the heel down. Repeat on the other side. Ball of foot. Get so tall, squeeze your standing leg bum cheek, pull into center, and then hips forward, heel down. Go to the ball of foot, and then get used to pointing those toes. Cramp that plantar flexion and the arch on the bottom of the foot. And then back to the toe and push the hip through. Same thing other side. Hug center. Feel the rigidity in the floor, and then point through the toes. Cramp those arches. Balls of feet connect, hips through. Let's just try a 2-footed balance here on those balls of feet and squeeze your bum. Brace your core, keep those rib cages connected to the hips, and slowly return to the floor. And from there, enjoy a little knee bend. From the knee bend, can we lift the heels a little bit, sinking slowly, patiently, and finding the floor with either the hands or those knees. Hands and head. Let's hinge on the hips and place the fingertips down on the ground, the callus line next, and then the full hand. At the head neck, look forward, extension on the neck, and then keep it chin tuck, maintain your breathing, and flex or round the head neck. Repeat again, extension, forward, chin tuck, down, and meet somewhere comfortably in the middle. At the hands, let's do that same front or back or up or down pattern, however you describe it. It's our first level push-up, then pull it back down to the hands. Let's do that 5 times in a row. Find the grip.
Don't bend your elbows.
Don't bend those elbows. Thank you for those cues.
Keep your shoulders down.
Shoulders are down, and there's always ways to make it harder or easier. Easier would be against the wall.
5.
Harder would be against the floor in your push-ups position. Push through the hands, extend through the hips, and add a little shake. Let's do a quarter turn at the hands, land fingers, calluses, hands, same way. And this time go ear to shoulder, laterally bending. Then pull across to the other side. We'll do 2s and 2s here and just get used to that head and neck moving. One more time to the other side for me. Finish in the middle. Then push your hands to the right and shift or drift your weight to the left. Then push to the left. Feel tension build in the hands and the fingertips as you shift weight. And repeat 1 or 2 more and get used to the rigidity of the floor and how you can manipulate those hands to improve your balances. Find the middle, push through, and flick those hands away. Little bit of a circle shape now. Start with the head wrist. Last time for me.
Head wrist.
Excuse me. Head and neck, and then the wrists. We'll hinge, fingers, calluses, hands. Start with your chin tuck. And then trace your clavicle to look over the shoulder. Then look around to the front of the room, and then tuck a chin, and repeat. Other way. Clavicle reach, look over the shoulder, and then to the front, and then down. Now, if you're looking at your hands, like I am, look forward, then look to the shoulder, and then chin tuck to the middle. Once your chin lines up with your sternum, look forward, reach to the other side, graze the clavicle with the collarbone with your chin, and then at the hands. Lauren takes this away here. Draw that circle with those hands, Lauren, what you do.
Okay. With your shoulders packed over your ears, we'll shift our weight forward to some wrist extension. Then we'll start patterning our shoulders in a circle, as if we're drawing that circle with our shoulders, but we're keeping all 10 fingers nice and connected to the floor. As you do this, keep the elbow pits rotated forward. Let's go one more time in the same direction. Elbow pits rotated forward, shoulders out of your ears, and then switch directions. As you do this, feel that connection through all 10 fingers. Once you get to one side, feel how you push your fingers into the floor to press you in the other direction. This is very important for our handstands. Once we're back to center with our elbows straight, our shoulders packed, we press those palms away from the floor, and then give that a little flick. Next, we'll move into some lunges.
Excellent.
Wait, no, that was.
Oh, yeah. That
Okay,
sounds
so
great.
in our lunge position here, our back toe is either tucked underneath or pointed straight to the back. Femur doesn't move, femur doesn't move, upper body doesn't move. Let's take our hips or our pelvis and gently do the hula circle. To each direction. You're trying to move those pelvis bones around the femurs without the legs moving. And then switch ways. Take your time, try to dissociate your upper body from that lower mid body here as you come around the circle to center. Once you're in center, hold for a second, pulling that front leg in, squeezing that back butt cheek, feel that length through the front of the hip, and then we'll heel toe the leg open and do the same thing. So this doesn't move, this doesn't move, this doesn't move. Try to move the bowl of punch or your pelvis around, keeping those femurs relatively stationary. To one direction, to the other direction. Again, we're also trying to keep fairly level hips, so try not to hike too much once you get to that outside. Come back to center, squeeze that back cheek, pull on that side leg for a second, just to drift over because it feels so good. Then push yourself back up to tall, heel toe the leg to the front. Let's do one bonus thing to warm up those back toes because we'll be kicking off them today. So push into the floor forward and back and just hover that knee off the floor. Put some tension through the back of the feet for 3, 2, soft landing, place down, switch legs. Same thing, either tucked or pointed toe at the back. Next, legs stay stationary. 2 hula or hip circles in one direction. Limit that rotation and movement through the upper body. And then switching directions. Ooh, can you carve out a perfect circle, or is it more like a rectangle?
Mine's an oval, not a rectangle sort.
Squeeze that back cheek, hold the leg in, feel the tension to center, and then gently relax, heel toe the leg up to the side. Once there, again, hula. Ooh. Same, different, a little stickier on one side. Then switch directions, breathing, try not to move that upper body. Come back to center, back cheek squeezes, back side leg pushes down as you gently drift forward. Keep extending that back hip. And then pushing the floor, come back up to tall. Heel toe to the front, warming up those toes, push down and back in the floor to that hover position. Keep the shoulders over top of the hips, square to the front. We'll come to standing, press through to tall. Give that a little shake.
A little shake. One last shoulder warm up here, and then we'll get right into our crawl and core series, preceding the handstand. So start with those hands facing forward. Elevate the shoulders. That's a very useful position for our handstands, but right now, let's just pull those shoulder blades low. At the hands, make fists. At the wrists, bend them to have the knuckles face forward, and then flex on the elbow. Elevate the shoulders again, very useful for handstands, but now just pull them low, and then elbow tips to face forward. And breathe. Elbows reset to the body. Point your fingers to the back wall, extend on the wrist, opening up like a push-up style. Then extend or straighten the elbow. Pull the shoulders together, reach towards behind you, and try to have your hands touch one another, pulling towards the midline. Now make a fist, then bend on the wrist, then bend on the elbow. Find that flow through the arms, then elbows low, point forward. Finish with our fingertips opening first, the wrists extending next. Hold the shoulders together, and then arms down. For one more idea here, let's just find our 2-footed balance and squeeze your butt cheeks. Stand nice and tall. Whether it's hands out to the side or hands in front, press to the ceiling now and grow. Reach to the ceiling with those hands, press into the ground with your toes. Keep your arms up and slowly return your heels to the floor. Always working on that control. And then easy does it. Maybe just groove those arms back down and then extend. All right, Lauren, zoo it up. What do we got? Ooh, praying mantis. I like it.
The first zoo. Before we go to the zoo, let's warm up our core and my 2 least favorite handstand exercise drills. Then we'll quickly flip over to the zoo. First, to get to the floor, we'll forward fold. Bleeds together, chins tucked, flex on the neck, flex on that upper back rib cage. Roll yourself forward, up and over your belly button, coming down into your forward fold. hang out here for a couple seconds. Let's bend our knees for a second and then gently straighten them back up to the ceiling. Repeat 2 more times. Bend on the knees. Tailbone tries to reach to the ceiling. And one last time, knee bends, tailbone reaches. Then we'll walk ourselves out any way you'd like. Come to the floor, onto your backside. One quick hollow hold here. In our hollow hold, this is the shape we will be in when we're in our handstand. So arms are up to the side, palms face up. First, head, shoulders lift off the floor, connecting ribs to hips. Hold. Either stay here or lift those feet off the floor, knees over hips. Either stay here or extend one leg out and pull it back in. Alternate the leg. Continue with that progression or extend both legs out away from you. Keep your feet tight together, your legs tight together, squeeze your butt cheeks, and if you want one more extension, take those arms towards overhead. And let's hold and breathe for another 10 seconds here. Ooh, quivering underneath, breathing, tight, tight, tight. 3, 2, pull to center, and then relax. We're going to do
one least favorite there, Laura.
That's one least
essential.
favorite, but essential. We're going to do that same idea, but from our stomach. So we'll roll over onto our stomach here. Our arms don't send overhead. My head's going to look forward a little bit just so I've been talking to my mic still. But I suggest you look straight down at the floor. Legs tight together. Chest is just gently pushing into the floor. You're going to tuck your hips under, and you're going to create some room underneath that belly button. I also like to push my arms into the floor as if I'm pushing into that plank or handstand position. Legs are tight, cheeks are squeezed. Breathe. If I came up behind you and lifted your legs, you'd press right into that handstand, tight like a board. 5, 4, 3, 2, gently relax. This puts us in a great place to do a push-up, and then into our plank position. I don't know if I'll face this one, so I can turn around. From our plank position here, hands are under our shoulder, cheeks are squeezed, abs are braced. Pull your hands towards your feet without moving. Next, tip your tailbone to the ceiling. It starts there. Then lift your hips up to your down dog A-frame. Breathe. Try to get those heels to the floor, but prioritize tipping the tailbone long to the ceiling. Pull yourself back into your plank. Hold. Pull the floor together again. Create that tension. There's so much core in our handstands. Now this time we're going to take a single leg, flip the floor away, lift it up to the ceiling. Both hips are square to the floor. Don't twist open. Pull yourself back from your plank. One more time on that other side. Flick. Press. Square hips. We'll pull one more time into that plank, in this plank position for 5 seconds. Could you think some wrist extension? Try to get your shoulders over top of your wrist for 4, or further, 3, 2, tailbone tips, hips lift, feet walk to hands, feet walk to hands, feet walk to hands. Then stack up. Well, that was a lot of core in a short amount of time. Woo.
Shake it out. As Lauren said, there's a lot of tension and core strength for the handstand. So let the body parts wiggle to say that it's okay. If you can't wiggle, take more rest until you can. Open up your squat stance. Let's pull ourselves towards your safe low. That could be here, could be there, and it could be perhaps even all the way down here. Freestyle. When, no matter what you do, with those feet, keep them heavy. From your big toes or your thumbs all the way to the pinkies. Twist and turn, but keep those feet anchored and push your hips through. So that one more time, about 10 seconds. What is your safe low? Keep your tailbone tipped like that cow for as long as you can. It might start to curl under, but practice round chest or tall upper back, and breathe. Freestyle, but heavy feet, and then push through to finish tall. And shake, and wiggle.
Excellent. We're back to the floor, back on those wrists again. If you need a little time out from those wrists, practice that banana or hollow hold. Let's this time use our hinge and get to the floor. Hip hinge, tailbones go back, shin stays vertical. Walk yourself out into that first plank again. Today's theme is that compression, so we'll pull ourselves into our plank and hold, pulling the floor together underneath us for 3, 2, then tipping the tailbone long. lifting the hips, and we're going to walk our feet to our hands, getting them as close as we can. Now that you're here, try to put some more weight in the hands as if you're going to press yourself up. Whew. And then walk yourself forward again into a plank. We'll do that 2 more times. Plank position. This time, think about that cross body tension. So right hand to left hip, left hand to right hip, create an X. Then tailbone tip, hips lift, feet come in as close as you can get them. And then transfer weight to your hands. One last time. Position. Sound effects are optional, but very effective. Hold. Parallel tension, cross tension, cheeks, abs, shoulders down. Breathe. Tailbone tips, hips lift. Walk feet to hands. Get tight. Imagine you're going to do a press to handstand one day. Ooh. Then slowly tuck your chin and walk yourself or stack yourself up.
To tall. Switch sides, Lauren. You belong on that other side because you like it. Not that we mandate that. But here we are. Now let's work on that squat again. It's a little bit of weight transfer. Find your preferred squat stance. For me, that's right here. But I might even change it throughout depending on how my hips feel. We'll pull ourselves down on 2 feet. We'll press away and find our balance on a single leg. Karate foot, point the foot, and land toe ball heel between 2 feet in the squat. Power up again, hold the balance, use your balance aid if you need, karate foot, ballet foot, and land. 2 more each side, 4 total, and perhaps climb. But if you could pause here, the knee is high, but the hip is low. Karate foot, ballet foot, drop. Repeat on the other side. Cramp your standing leg, climb just a little bit, point the toes to land, and 1 more time each side, power, climb. Articulate through the feet and land. And our final repetition here, climb. You got it, Lauren. Point, land, and press through. And shake. All right.
We have 1 more. Great. We have 1 more plank. One more little plank routine. I'd actually like to change my mind, and I'd like to do our frogs and our monkeys here. It's really good for shifting our weight and feeling that weight in our hands. So we warmed up our squat. Let's pull ourselves down. We'll extend our arms out front first for a frog. Arms extend, hands grip the floor. Lift up to those balls of feet, transfer weight, soft landing forward. As you get going here, you can find a little bit of height, getting that butt towards overhead. We're a forward frog for 1 more or so. Breathing. Now our frog has to go back to where his came from. So hands will be tight to the body, and then press forward to go back. This gives you also that feeling of a handstand, pushing the floor away to come back up to tall. Whew. Once you're back to where you started, stand up for a second. So in my world, frogs move forward and backwards, and monkeys move side to side. So now we're a monkey. We'll pull ourselves back down into that low squat. And this time it's a hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Watch out for palm trees and walls, and then go back to where you came from. As we go here, again, trying to spend as much time in the air as you can. Trying to land softly, and use those hands and feet as you go. Whoa.
Nice
There's
job.
some work.
It is. Let's work on those wrists, small muscle groups down here, as well as those big muscle groups through the core, and those heart and lung groups as well. Do you have a clear space on the wall? Do you feel strong and ready to climb the wall? I'll be coaching Lauren here as she does that first. And let's go on this I go, you go setup.
If their answer is no, what should they do?
If your answer is no, hang out in your high plank position, or perhaps revisit that down dog kick, that 3-point plank position as well. Keep building familiarity with being upside down and the endurance on the wrists.
Or you can put your feet on the couch too.
You can do that too. So Lauren, Team Lauren, join her if you're ready, or follow along with me in just a second.
This is like a couch hold.
The hands touch the floor. We slowly then would walk up the wall, aiming to get parallel with the wall, hands as safe, close to the wall as you can. Today we're going to do it for about 10 more seconds, or 15 seconds total. Lauren is gripping the hands. I can see the fingertips are white. She has a nice hollow body position. She's breathing. Those toes are pointed too. Ooh, they're even off the wall. And then slowly return to the floor. Perhaps do that cartwheel out or your gentle walk front. My turn, our turn.
All right, so when you're doing these, take some time off your wrists. When I go, come with me, or when Ian goes, go with me.
Bless you.
Excuse me, sometimes upside down is like to don't go with both of us. So Teeny and I sneezed through all of that, so I have no idea how long we've been up there, but let's only go for 5, 3, 2, and then soft landing. Either walk yourself back up or that cartwheel back down. You notice here we're facing the wall, and we do that to try to create that hollow position instead of the banana position of kicking into the wall.
We'll be going 2s and taking an extra little break. So join us again, or just shake it out in between and save it for the next time. But that team Lauren is climbing that wall for again 15 seconds. Breathing. Keep both feet on the wall to start. Maybe pull a single leg off the wall as you feel comfortable with that. And maybe even a quick switch back and forth. Get used to that time in between where we don't have that contact point with the wall. In 3 seconds, Lauren, 2 seconds, come on down with control. Yes, if you're keeping track at home, that was probably about a 25-second round. My apologies. Let's get it good.
We'll get the real Mississippi's on the clock here in 3, 2. So team hands going, and you're getting as close to the wall today as you feel comfortable. It might not be this close. You might be on a slightly greater angle, and that's okay, but you're just telling your brain how to get into that upside down position. 3, 2, 15 real Mississippi's.
15 real Mississippi's. Let's work on our preferred sides of the room and working on some single leg balances as well to help the handstand practice. Start in the single leg squat position. From there, a knee over the toe. Let's hang out here for 4 Mississippi's. Then press the hip through, finish nice and tall, and maybe could the elevated leg climb a little higher. Aim to keep it that high as you sink down. Woo! A little harder. Let's hold that for 4, 3, 2, and then press the hip through, finish tall on 2 feet, add that shake and wiggle to reset, and repeat on the other side. Pull up. Find that strength by keeping those legs nice and tight together. And then knee over toe. Tailbone is tipped, just like the ever so slightly cow position there. And press your hip through. Squeeze your bum. Root your feet. Perhaps climb the leg with the elevated side. Then one more time, we'll go that knee over toe. Hang out down low again for 4, 3. Play with your balance. Push your hip through. Press down like it's easy. Shake and wiggle. We're doing one more set today on the wall. Please join us if you feel safe and strong to do so, or enjoy that rest, or enjoy those movements, say similar to just a high plank tension, that down dog, or feel free to monkey around, just that little bit extra. But Lauren's team, let's go in 5 seconds here. And again, somewhere between 15 and 25, hopefully closer to 15. 3, 2, 1, and you're up and away. And you're breathing. And those cues as we start the hands, as we grip the fingertips and callus lines heavy. Are the elbows straight? Are the shoulders shrugging? We have 5 more seconds to go. We're maintaining that hollow shape, including our breathing. And then in a couple seconds left, choose the time to dismount, be graceful, come on up, and that's repeated again.
Woo. All right, team Ian. We're staying in this, shaking up those wrists. Team Ian is in climbing.
No.
In 3, 2, now. Don't rush, don't rush. Once you're up there, checklist from the hands, all 10 fingers on the floor, and feel that connection with the callus line as well as the palms. Straight elbows, shoulders elevated, ribs to hips, butt cheeks squeezed, toes pointed, soft landing. Cool. The whole checklist takes 15 seconds.
No, it does. Do you feel good to do that one more time?
Sure.
Let's do it. Shake it out in between, as you said. Take your rest and always allow yourself to check in. Let's work on the quality of repetitions versus that quantity.
Are you looking at
Practice high quality reps. I'm looking at those Mississippi's, Lauren. So Team Lauren, let's get climbing up. The second hand is starting that clock time here. Breathe. Focus on that handstand, but if you can think of something else, that's a next level thing. Focus on the grips, focus on the straight elbows, squeeze your butt cheeks. 3, 2, that's how quick 15 seconds goes. Upside down,
Or how slow.
or right side up.
Depends.
One last time.
All right, time off those wrists. Tee me in 3. Okay, 2, go ahead. Good, 15 seconds up there. Again, breathe. Remember that hollow position you warmed up with. Take your time. Just even that tension on your wrists is something to work on. For 3, 2, and then soft landing. Whoa.
Whoa. All right. Let's go one more time in a single leg squat version, this time with the knee facing out to the side. Start tall. Open the knee to the side and single leg squat and hang for 4. While you're here, could you continue to think about lifting up the knee or the femur on the other side and then push through, finish tall. Might it go a little higher again? And same effort. Try to keep that knee high as you sink low on that standing leg side. Let's hold for 3 more seconds. 2, and finish tall. Let's close the knee to the front. There we go.
Raise your hair.
Yeah. Wardrobes, get the hair out of the face. And do it again, other side. Nice and tall with the knee, sideways. Easy does it, knee over toe. Do you have a hard side, an easy side? This is my harder side. And push through. Then climb a little bit again. And then that knee over toe. Aim to keep the knee high and the tailbone tip like our cow. And losing the balance is definitely how we improve it. Then press through. Close, finish, tall. Whew. Here we go. Just about that time, we're just about finished. And at this time in our practice, we like to challenge you, safely of course, to that minute of craziness, which where Laura and I will try to hold our handstand for upwards of 1 minute. Not to be the announcer's jinx, but last week was 40 some odd seconds for Lauren, near a personal best. Progress is non-linear, but here we go, we'll try it again. So join us in the handstand, knowing those kick-ups if you can, or crawl around, build time under tension. Maybe go back to that wall. We'll be going in about 5, 4, 3, take a breath, and go. Awesome. Excellent. Again, Lauren, that was just shy of that 45 seconds, just over 40, not quite 45. Awesome job. I had a hard time finding my hollow shape upside down, so I came down, shook it out, and tried it again. Always a good time training with you, and especially you, on our Saturday mornings with bars and bells at the weekend workout. Next weekend, we're off. We're taking a little cycling trip around our home province here in Ontario. Just like the Wicked Witch of the West, we'll be cycling around no matter what the weather.
I like to call it
do it
Coast
together.
of Ontario too.
Yeah, nice.
So stay tuned for some shorts following that little
Yeah,
series.
indeed.
1 week from now, we'll start back up again with our kettlebell practice on Tuesday, on Thursday at the bar, and on Saturday with our bodyweight. Remember to check out our website as well as support us on Patreon if you feel the desire.
Like, subscribe, and share with your families and friends. And thank you for sharing in our handstand practice this morning, live or in the archive. We'll wave, we'll say goodbye, and as always, take care, stay strong, and let's train soon. Have a good day. Goodbye.